Building your wedding day timeline is a critically important part of the wedding day process. It affects almost everybody involved in the wedding, especially the vendors you've hired to make your day really successful. We're here with Cassy Anderson from Cassy Rose Events, and we are going to cover all of that stuff right now. Hey everyone, John here from Epic Motion, and we're here with Cassy Anderson from Cassy Rose Events, and we're talking about wedding day timelines. So Cassy, what are some overarching things that couples need to be thinking about when they're creating their wedding day timeline?
So one of the things that I see a lot that couples are overlooking is the behind the scenes aspects of their timeline, right? So they're thinking about when their ceremony starts, they're thinking about when their reception's starting, but it's really easy to forget about the behind the scenes aspects that really ensure that all of those kind of guest experiences are running really smoothly. Whether it's getting your table set up, your flowers set up, your votives lit, your escort cards set up on the table and displayed alphabetically. Just because your florist says, I only need an hour to get everything set up, and your rental company says, I only need an hour to get set up, well, that actually means you need 2 hours essentially, because they can't be setting flowers onto a table that hasn't yet been put up.
And we see this on the video side too, and the photographers, experience this too. If your ceremony's starting at 3, we need to be in the church at 2.
Right.
To get shots of the church before people get in there. We have to set up audio, we have to set up tripods. So it's not like just because your ceremony's happening at 2, oh cool, videographer is gonna pop in at 2 and just hit record. So how would somebody approach this if they didn't hire a wedding planner?
What I would recommend doing is having really clear conversations with all of your vendors before the wedding day about what sort of setup time they need. So again, talking to your florist, talking to your rental company, asking your caterer, when are they going to be arriving and what tasks are they going to be doing and what are they going to be setting up? And then also checking in with your venue. Sometimes venues have really strict policies. You really cannot be in, more than 2 hours ahead. In which case, you might need to be bringing in more hands because you don't have more time. Other venues are really flexible. If we don't have an event going on the day before, you can have your rentals delivered on Friday, which is amazing, and you should definitely take advantage of that if you can.
So we can say maybe there's a good, better, best here. Good if you're planning your wedding by yourself, or maybe with your mom or your mother-in-law or something like that. That's fine, and you can certainly take this information and put it to good use.
Absolutely.
Even better than that would be, would you say hire a wedding coordinator? That's a day of coordinator only?
Yeah.
Cool. And then best would be hire a full service event planner. Because really, when you hire a planner, they have done so many of these. Mm-hmm. You've done a ton of weddings. They're going to coordinate with all your vendors, and it's very turnkey, right? It's you hire someone that you trust, and they are going to take your event from A to Z. If you hire a day of coordinator, that's great. You're still doing a lot of planning up until the point where you have a plan sort of to implement, and they might give some feedback on the timeline and stuff like that, but they're going to make sure things kind of run smoothly and coordinate with your vendors. But just know, if you're doing it all on your own, you have to take on the responsibility of coordinating all those vendors, maybe assigning somebody, in your wedding party. Maybe sometimes it'll be a bridesmaid that reaches out to us and is hey, just so you know, here's some information. Yep. That's a great way to do it, I guess, if you're on a budget.
I would also say, if you're on your own, about a month or so before your wedding, you'll probably, hopefully, have all of your vendors secured by that point. Send out a draft of your timeline and say, hey, here's what we're thinking for our timeline. Is there anything missing? Is there anything that you would need? Does this work for you? Are there things that I haven't thought of? So send that timeline out, ask for their feedback, make sure that all of their needs are accounted for, and really do that 2 to 4 weeks before your wedding, so that if there is any discrepancies, if they say, I need more time, or we need to be able to bring in 3 more people to accommodate X, Y, or Z, you've got time to negotiate that and make that work for your timeline so that you're not stressed the day of, and everything goes as smoothly as it possibly can.
We're here in our game room. This is where we throw down at the Epic Motion Studios, where I beat Grant in ping pong every day. So Cassy, what are we doing here today?
We are going to have a votive off.
A votive off?
Yeah, we're gonna race and see how quickly we can prep and light some votive candles.
We're gonna rock the votive.
We're gonna...
Ready?
I'm ready.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Wait, what's the technique here? Do light first and then?
You make up your own.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna light. This is like 1 down. Wait, this is not the most efficient way to do it.
Making my way downtown. Today's the day.
Light. These take a long time to light.
3, 2, 1, stop.
Oh man. Wait.
Count them up.
How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh. All right, Cassy won
Good match.
reluctantly. Good match. Nicely done.
Thanks for watching. Go ahead and check out Cassy's work on her website and follow her on Instagram. Links down below. If you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and hit subscribe, and we will see you later.